Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of my Future of Dungeoneering series. This video will cover the second part of the basics. If you haven't seen the first part of the basics, click the annotation on the screen. The purpose of this series is to get a glimpse of what Dungeoneering will be like when the combat rework is implemented into the game, so enjoy. In the first video, I found out that overloads and renewals still work as they did before in Dungeoneering. However, I didn't look at bonfire effects. In the current game, if you add 5 logs to a fire before a dungeon and then enter, your maximum life points will be boosted by 10% of your current constitution level. This can raise your maximum life points by up to 100, which is very significant. Now in the beta, the effect still carries into Dungeoneering, but it will only boost 5% of your constitution level instead of 10. This only boosts your maximum life points by 50, which is not as significant. On top of this, when I tried wearing life point boosting gear, it still only boosted my life points by 50. So it doesn't even matter what gear you have, the bonfire boost is not really worth it for anyone. I assume it's going to work the same way outside of Dungeoneering as well. Next, I'll talk about the combat triangle. In my opinion, Jagex did a really good job on this. The combat triangle now applies to every creature in Dungeoneering. If you're meleeing, you'll be extremely effective against any creature in the dungeon that uses range, like a zombie. You'll be average against other creatures that use melee, like a guard dog. The thing that's really going to change is that it's now pointless to try and kill something that uses magic with melee. In this clip, my friend and I are completely unloading melee attacks on this mage, but it still took forever to kill. This is true for all sides of the combat triangle. It's completely pointless for a mage to try and kill something that uses range, and a ranger to try and kill something that uses melee. Now, what this means for Dungeoneering is that you're going to need every type of combat style on the floor, otherwise you're going to have some extremely slow guardian doors. It was tricky to come up with the best way to get every combat style on the floor, but I think I figured it out with Dungeoneering classes. Dungeoneering classes are a combination of abilities and binds that a player will stick with, and they'll define that player's role in the dungeon. There will be many Dungeoneering classes a player can pick, and each one will have its advantages and drawbacks. Because there are going to be so many possibly effective Dungeoneering classes, my next few videos in this series will cover the main ones I've found. The next thing I'm going to talk about is leaving combat. If you die or run away in the middle of killing a monster, it will now always heal to full health again. This is actually a huge update for Dungeoneering because it takes away many of the benefits of suiciding to get faster floors. If a player keeps suiciding, the monsters in that guardian door will just keep on healing and you won't get anywhere in the floor. The only things that don't heal when they get out of combat are bosses, but this doesn't really matter anymore since a good team will be able to do a boss without using much food. With no one suiciding anymore, the only way a leecher will be able to get in the floor is if they pay everyone that helped, and I really just don't see this happening. Because of this one small update, I honestly think suicide leeching will be a thing of the past, and that's definitely good for Dungeoneering. The last thing I'll talk about in this video is what to do with your charged adrenaline bar when you finish killing something. The first strategy I found is my personal favorite, and I think almost everyone will be using it. All you have to do for this is press the basic ability called Regenerate whenever you're out of combat, and it will actually use your adrenaline bar to heal you in life points. If everyone starts using this often, I think it'll be a rare sight to see someone standing around looking for food because it's going to save a ton. The next strategy I found will keep your adrenaline bar at the same level it is for the next time you enter combat. What you have to do for this is click the basic ability called Insight every 10 seconds or so, and it will actually keep your adrenaline bar at the same level it was before. While it is pretty annoying to do while you're running through a dungeon, it will make combat a lot faster whenever you enter it. The third and final strategy I found is kind of similar to the second one, but it involves boosting your adrenaline bar first. What you have to do for this is find all of the abilities that don't require you to be in combat and use them to boost your adrenaline bar. Once you have your full adrenaline bar, you can either use the ultimate ability called Rejuvenate, which will heal a little bit more than the first strategy, or you could keep pressing Insight and release an ultimate ability right away on the next creature you attack. Because all you have to do for the first strategy is press one ability, I think it'll definitely be the most popular. Well, that's the end of this video. If you like this series and want me to keep making more, please give the video a like so I actually know. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you want me to look at something else in Dungeoneering that I haven't looked at yet. The next video in this series will explain the tank class in Dungeoneering and why I think every keyer is going to end up using it. The annotation will be on the screen. Thanks for watching.